don't jump into the market because all your friends are making money, right? Don't jump into the market because everyone says the rental market is very hot. Your rental will cover your monthly installment, you have positive cash flow. Rental market doesn't stay hot forever.
As we look back at Singapore's property market in 2023, especially for first-time buyers and investors, several noteworthy changes and trends emerged. What steps can newcomers take to reduce risks, and how can they receive guidance to navigate this journey more smoothly? Joining us for today's episode is Nicholas Foo from CKS Property Consultants. Hi Nicholas, thanks so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you for having me here. I'm good.
Fantastic. So let's dive right in. Looking back at the trends and developments in 2023, what were the significant changes or trends in Singapore's property market, particularly for first-time buyers and investors?
I guess we can see that there's a widening gap between the resale market and the new launches, right? The new launch executive condominium are selling at 1,415 per square foot. Condominium are selling at 2,400, 2,500 per square foot. New buyers are very used to paying this PSF basis nowadays. One property will easily cost you 1.5, 2.5 million. And we are not talking about places in town. We are talking about outskirt area. This is because, the land prices that the new developers are buying is way higher than the past, including the rising construction costs and other interest costs put together. We just see that eventually this price will be at this level, if not higher. So the other thing is that the interest rate, I think, will continue to stay stable, hopefully at this level. I don't think we will see what we were all hoping for, the 1% interest in the near term. So we'll be lucky to see that quite stable over the next 12 months.
That's good. I mean, it's a tumultuous time, right, with the interest rate.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what's going to happen.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Now, moving forward, what strategic recommendations would you provide to those considering their first property purchase or investment in 2024?
At this time, I think look beyond the land tenure. Don't just compare freehold versus leasehold, because there are more factors that goes into the property to determine the capital value, right? Leasehold, freehold is one, but you got to look at what the project is offering to you. The facilities, the amenities, everything goes in the equation to determine the capital value. When choosing a unit, I think post-pandemic, every one of us are looking at bigger space. So the 2-bedroom type and above has become quite a sweet spot for buyers. Right? Example, if you are buying a 2-bedroom unit, your tenant catchment is enlarged. Right? You can rent it to 2 individuals, a small family, or couple that needed more space. So it sort of increases your rentability of your unit. For buyers who are buying for their own stay, look beyond the point in time. Look the next 5 to 10 years, because you are commuting daily from this unit, right? So you got to see what is the product that you're buying, the surrounding amenities, accessibility is offering to you. Your life changed along the year, so it has to go long term. For buyers who are buying for investment, while you're holding on to the unit, right? Your income comes from your renter. You got to think like your tenant. Why are they paying you the rental you're asking for? Is it because it's near the train station, super facilities, work zone? You got to consider that before you make a decision on this is your choice unit.
I think when somebody who is a first-time property investor or buyer looks at a property, they are thinking freehold, 99-year, how long is this going to last me? And I think what you've helped do is kind of widen, the scope of what they should look at, which
Definitely.
is very important. Okay.
Definitely.
Could you explain the financial aspects that first-time buyers or investors need to be aware of when entering the market? Any insights on financing or government support?
I think we are in a mortgage where, a lot of us will be taking 20, 25, 30 years mortgage. We must be very sure that we understand the interest rate movement as well as your monthly installment obligation. $1 million loan at 2% versus 4% will set you back about $1,600 per month. Right? We have to understand this long-term obligation that we are in. Other than all these costs that we can see, stamp duty, agent fee, your renovation cost is something that you have to take into consideration as well. Rising material costs, rising labor costs, increase the renovation costs. Renovation will cost you maybe between 80,000 to 100,000 easily now. You have to take that into consideration when you are buying your property, negotiating the price, because eventually this will lead you to your selling negotiation as well. So all these factors you have to take into consideration when you are buying a property. The other lesser one would be your property tax. There's increase in property tax in 2024 that recently government just announced. It is not a lot of money, but if, for example, if your unit annual value is say 45,000, you're paying about $1,000 more. You can argue to say that, Nick, is worth only about $100 a month. But all these little things actually adds up to your financial commitment.
Okay, yeah, lots of money to be spent.
Yeah, definitely.
How can newcomers to the property market minimize risks when making their first purchase or investment? What are some ways you can guide or assist these individuals?
I think we are very lucky to be living in Singapore where data are very transparent. Caveats are being updated on a monthly basis. You can go online, you can know what your neighbors are selling, what your neighbors are buying. Use that data to your benefits and compare whether your purchase, your selling price is within the market. Don't jump into the market because all your friends are making money, right? Don't jump into the market because everyone says the rental market is very hot. Your rental will cover your monthly installment, you have positive cash flow. Rental market doesn't stay hot forever. We have seen it coming off, and recently I think the vacancy rates has increased. So do your homework and then understand the whole dynamic before you jump into a market. There are many banks offering different packages, right? We are very lucky again in Singapore, we can get to choose, talk to the brokers, talk to the agents, talk to your friends and what is good in the market. Choose one that is beneficial to you. If you want a more certain monthly installment, go for the fixed rate. Don't go for the floating. Lock it in 1-2 years, that keeps your cash flow certain. And after your locking period, please remember to look for refinancing options so that your interest is always at the tip top of the market. Right? I think lastly, the management fees that recent news is coming up, people are paying extra 60%, 100% extra management fee. This may be small in absolute amount. We are talking about maybe $200, $300 per month. But look, when you sell your property, right, your buyer will look at your development and say, hey, look, why should I be paying $500 maintenance fee for this set of facility while the neighbor is maybe paying $300 and giving full-fledged facilities? This will be the consideration for your buyers. It may not be very glaring at this point of time when you purchase, but it will be when you try to sell.
You really do have to calculate everything so you can kind of get a clear idea of what you're getting into and how it's going to look 30, 50 years from now.
Definitely.
Any final thoughts?
I guess nobody has the crystal ball to determine the best time to enter or exit the market, right? I think everyone should buy or sell at their own comfortable pace. At the end of the day, I think the determining factor between the winner and the loser will be your ability to hold your asset. Your ability to hold will make sure that you doesn't make a decision on impulse.
Time will tell.
Definitely.
Okay, fantastic. Nicholas, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
We'll do it again.
Thank you.
When venturing into Singapore's property market in 2024, staying updated on trends, seeking guidance, and adeptly managing risks will be crucial for success. You've been watching Teatime Tuesday. Until next time, keep seeking knowledge and financial empowerment.